Hello, everyone. Welcome to Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all those, please like, subscribe, and share. This is the third time I'm trying to do this video. My phone keeps glitching for some reason. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we're going to get through it this time. We're here with the readings from Saint Therese of Lisieux, The Story of a Soul. And this book, unlike the Diary of Saint Faustina, which was broken down into entries, this is chapters. So what I'm going to have to do is do this at 15 to 20 minute intervals. I don't know how long I can read on TikTok, so I'm going to try to make it, because our two main places for videos are YouTube and TikTok. So that's what I will keep it at until I know otherwise. I know YouTube you can go on for an hour, but I just don't know. So we will do it this way for now. We'll start this way. So let's begin. For Mother Agnes of Jesus, Chapter 1. My dearest mother, it is to you who are in fact a mother twice over me, that I now confide the story of my soul. The day you asked me to do it, I thought it might be a distraction to me, but afterwards Jesus made me realize that simple obedience would please him best. So I am going to begin singing what I shall sing forever, the mercies of the Lord. Before taking up my pen, I knelt before the statue of Mary, the one which has given us so many proofs that the Queen of Heaven watches over us as a mother. I begged her to guide my hand so that I should write only what would please her. Then, opening the Gospels, my eyes fell on these words: Jesus, going up into a mountain, called unto him whom he would call himself. The mystery of my vocation, of my entire life, and above all, of the special graces Jesus has given me, stood revealed. He does not call those who are worthy, but those who he chooses to call. As St. Peter says, God will have mercy on whom he will have mercy. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For a long time I had wondered why God had preferences, why he did not give the same degree of graces to everyone. I was rather surprised he should pour out such extraordinary graces on such great sinners like St. Paul, St. Augustine, and so many others, forcing his graces on them, so to speak. I was rather surprised, too, when reading the lives of the saints, to find our Lord treating certain privileged souls with the greatest tenderness from the cradle to the grave, removing all obstacles from their upward path to him, and preserving the radiance of their baptismal robe from the stains of sin. Also, I wondered why so many poor savages die without even hearing our Lord's name. Jesus chose to enlighten me on this mystery. He opened the book of nature before me, and I saw that every flower he has created has a beauty of its own, that the splendor of the rose and the lily's whiteness do not deprive the violet of its scent, nor make it less ravishing the daisy's charm. I saw that if every little flower wished to be a rose, nature would lose her spring adornments, and the fields would be no longer enameled with their varied flowers. So it is in the world of souls, the living garden of the Lord. It pleases him to create great saints who may be compared with the lilies of the rose, but he also has created little ones who must be content to be daisies or violets, nestling at his feet to delight his eyes when he should choose to look at them. The happier they are to be as he wills, the more perfect they are. I saw something further, that our Lord's love shines out as much as through a little soul who yields completely to his grace, as it does through the greatest. True love is shown in self-abasement, and if everyone were like the saintly doctors who adorn the church, it would seem that God had not far enough to stoop when he came to them. But he has, in fact, created the child who knows nothing, and can only make feeble cries, and the poor savage, with only the natural law to guide him. And is to hearts such as these he stoops. What delights him is the simplicity of these flowers of the field, and by stooping so low to them, he shows how infinitely great he is. Just as the sun shines equally on the cedar and the little flower, so the divine sun shines equally on everyone, great and small. Everything is ordered for their good. Just as in nature, the seasons are so ordered that the smallest daisy comes to bloom in its appointed time. I expect you will be wondering, Mother, where all this is supposed to be leading. For so far, I have not given you anything that looks much like my life story. But you did tell me to write quite freely whatever came into my head. So, you will not find my actual life in these pages, so much as my thoughts on the graces of our Lord has given me. I have reached the stage now where I can afford to look back, in the crucible of trials from within and without. My soul has been refined, and I can raise my head like a flower after a storm, and see how the words of the psalm have been fulfilled in my case. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall want nothing. He hath made me lie in green pastures, and pleasant. He hath led me gently beside the waters. He hath led my soul without fatigue. Yea, though I should go down into the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou, O Lord, art with me. Yes, the Lord hath always been compassionate and gentle with me, slow to punish and full of mercy. I feel really happy just to be able to tell you, Mother, of all the wonderful things he has done for me. Remember, I am writing the story of the little flower gathered by Jesus. For you alone, and so I can speak unreservedly, not bothering about the style, nor about the indiscretions I shall make. A mother's heart always understands even when her child can do no more than lisp, so I am quite sure that you, who prepared my heart and offered it to Jesus, will certainly do so. If a little flower could talk, it seems to me it would say what God has done for it quite simply and without concealment. It would not try to be humbled by saying it was unattractive and without scent, that the sun had been destroyed its freshness, or the wind its stem, when all the time it knew it was quite the opposite. This flower is telling her story, is happy to make it known all the gifts that Jesus has given her. She knows quite well that he could not have been attracted by anything she had of her own. Purely out of mercy he gave these gifts. It was he who caused her to be born on soil which had been abundantly blessed, where 8 radiant lilies already bloomed, and where the fragrance of purity was ever about her. In his love, he wished to preserve her from the world's foul breath, and her petals were scarcely open when he transplanted her to the mountain of Carmel, to Mary's garden of delight. Having told you so briefly what God had done for me, I tell you in detail of my childhood. It may seem rather a dull story here and there, I know, but as you shared it all, as I grew up at your side, as we shared the same saintly parents, and together enjoyed the tenderness and care, I am sure it will not be without charm to your maternal heart. I only hope they will bless their youngest child now, and help her to sing the divine mercies. The story of my soul before I entered Carmel can be divided into 3 definite periods. The first, though a short one, is rich in memories, and extends from the dawn of reason to mother's death, or in other words, until I was 4 years old and 8 months old. God graced me with intelligence at a very early age, and he so engraved the events of my childhood on my memory that it seems they happened only yesterday. Jesus wished, no doubt, that I should know and appreciate what a wonderful mother he had given to me, but sad to say, it was not long before his divine hand took her from me to be with him in heaven. He has surrounded me with love all my life. The first things I can remember are tender smiles and caresses, and while surrounding me with all this love, he gave me a warm and sensitive heart to respond to it. No one can imagine how I loved father and mother. I showed my affection for them in thousands of ways, for I was very demonstrative and can't help smiling even now when I think of some of the means which I used. You let me keep the letters which Mother sent you when you were a boarder at the Visitation Convent of Le Mans. I remember quite clearly the incidents I referred to, but it is much easier just to quote certain passages of these charming letters. Dictated by a mother's love, they are often far too flattering to me. And as an example of the way I used to show my affection for my parents, take this letter of Mother's. Baby is such a little imp. In the midst of caressing me, she wishes I were dead. Poor darling Mummy, I do wish you were dead. She is quite astonished when I scold her, and excuses herself by saying, "It's only because then you will go to heaven. You told me that you have to die to go there." In the same way, she wishes her father dead when her love gets the better of her. The little darling never wants to leave me. She always keeps close by me and loves to follow me about, especially when I go out into the garden. She refuses to stay when I am not there and cries so much that she has to be brought in. Similarly, she will not go upstairs by herself without calling to me at each step, "Mother, Mother," as many mothers as there are steps. And if by chance I forget to answer even one "Yes, darling," she stops just where she is and will go up or down. I was almost 3 when she wrote, "Little Therese asked me the other day if she is going to heaven." "Yes, if you're good, darling," I replied. "If I am not," she said, "I suppose I shall go to hell." "If so, I know what I will do. I will fly away to you, because you will be in heaven. Then you will hold me tight in your arms." God could not take me away then. I could see by her face that she was quite sure God could not do anything to her if she was hidden in her mother's arms. Marie loves her little sister dearly. She is such a joy to all of us, and so utterly sincere. It is charming to see her running after me to confess, "Mother, I pushed Celine once and smacked her once, but I won't do it again." As soon as she has done the least thing wrong, everyone has to know about it. Yesterday, by accident, she tore a little corner off the wallpaper and got into a pitiful state. She wanted to tell her father about it as soon as possible. By the time he came home, 4 hours later, everyone else had forgotten all about it. But she ran to Marie, saying, "Quick, tell father that I tore the paper." She stood like a criminal awaiting a sentence, but she had got the idea into her head that he would forgive her more easily if she accused herself. Father's name naturally brings back certain memories, very happy memories. When he came home, I always used to run up to him and seat myself on one of his boots. He would walk about with me like this wherever I wished about the house and out in the garden. Mother used to laugh and say he would do whatever I wanted. "That is as it should be," he replied. "She is the queen." Then he used to take me up in his arms, lift me high to sit on his shoulder, and make tremendous fuss of me. But I can't say he spoiled me. I remember one day very well. I was playing on the swing when he happened to go by, and he called out to me, "Come and give me a kiss, my little queen." I did not want to move. What was quite unlike me, answered mischievously, "You will have to come over here for it, father." He was wise enough to take no notice. Marie was there. "You naughty little thing," she said. "How can you be so rude to your father? Get off at once." I did get off my swing at once. I had really learned my lesson, and the whole house echoed with my cries of contrition. I ran upstairs, and this time I did not call Mother at every step. I thought only of finding Father and making everything up, and that did not take very long. I couldn't bear to think I had hurt my darling parents, and used to admit my faults at once. The following account of mothers will show how true this was. One morning I wanted to kiss little Therese before going downstairs, but she seemed to be sound asleep, and I did not want to wake her up until Marie said, "Mother, I am sure she is only pretending to be asleep." I stooped down close to kiss her, but she hid herself under the sheet and said, with the air of a spoiled child. I do not want anyone to see me. I was far from being pleased and let her know it. Not 2 minutes had gone by before I heard crying, and soon, to my surprise, there she was by me. She had gotten out of her cot by herself and stumbled all the way downstairs in her bare feet, wearing a nightie far too long for her. Her little face was covered with tears, and burying her head in my lap, she cried, "Oh, Mother, I've been very bad. Please forgive me." She was forgiven at once. I took my little angel in my arms, held her to my heart, and showered kisses on her. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm really liking this. Such a cute story. Okay. So we will be back tomorrow night for more. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I am. It's not quite what I thought it would be, so I'm enjoying it. Real quickly, I did do a really quick live before, and I'm still not comfortable doing those. So if anyone was on and noticed that, you're right. It's not my thing. So anyway, basically what I came on to say was that I will be doing a giveaway once a month. I'm making rosary beads from the Holy Land. They really are from the Holy Land. I didn't think they were at first, but the paper inside the box was actually from Bethlehem, from Israel. And there was a certificate of our authenticity. So I will be making them. They, may not be the most perfect rosary beads on the planet, but I will make them as best I can. And once a month, I will be doing a giveaway on all 4 platforms. So I will gather the names from all 4 platforms, pull a name, and mail that rosary bead out to that person whose name is pulled. And it's just my way of saying thank you for being here on this platform. I truly, truly appreciate you all, for being here. This Catholic Apostolate wouldn't be if it wasn't for you. So thank you again, and stay tuned for that post. It will be coming out before the end of the month, and we will be doing the first giveaway. But until then, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your evening. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.